So, hi everybody. Let me start with two important things. First, I'm not a native speaker, so if you think my pronouncing is bad or if you don't understand anything, just feel free to stop me, really. And the second, do not expect some DEFCON finalist level deep exploitation stuff. I just want to tell how I started my bug bounty career, and I think the motivation, the logic, and the emotions are nearly as important as the technical details of the bugs, so I will tell you about that. Who am I? I'm Gergo Turcsanyi. I'm from Hungary. 4 years ago, I was just a student at the university. I always loved hacking and wanted to be a hacker, but I was just a script kiddie. To be honest, I couldn't even use scripts or Linux, just use some tools in Windows with graphical user interface. But then I started to learn bug bounty write-ups and started to work for a company called OWASP. I'm not here for advertising, but my job was there is to create IT security challenges. So that's what I'm doing for almost for 5 years now. And I have created more than 100 IT security challenges since, which really helped me a lot to learn. And I think I'm starting to develop a hacker mindset, which helped me finding these bugs. Yeah, table of contents. So I will talk about 3 totally different and hopefully interesting bugs in this talk. Let's start with the first one. Okay, it all started in a regular workday. I was sitting in front of my computer, and a professor from the university asked me to send him to share a spreadsheet with him. And I used his email address, which belonged to the university, so it wasn't a Gmail one, and sent him the link of the spreadsheet. And he couldn't open it, of course, because it was shared with the wrong email address. But Google is really helpful in this case. And when he tried to open the spreadsheet, Google showed him this error message, and there was a request access button. When he clicked the button, Google sent me an email with a link that this person wants to access my document. Click here to share it with him. And when I clicked it, the document loaded, and this sharing model appeared in front of the document. I'm sure you're familiar with it if you have ever used Google Docs. And that was the URL. And yeah, so there's basically user input is reflected on the page from the URL. Who thinks it will be an XSS? No one, really? That was my first act, that it's clearly an XSS. But my second act was no way, it's too good to be true. If I have read lots of write-ups from XSS in Google, and they are much harder to find. So to be honest, I haven't even tried to insert XSS payloads in this parameter. But maybe you've noticed that the name of the parameter is not user to invite, but it's users to invite. So maybe you can use this parameter to invite multiple users at once, right? Yeah, and it looks like a less known parameter, so I started to play with it. And it wasn't hard to figure it out that if I insert multiple email addresses separated with commas, then they will appear in the form next to each other. So it worked like addressing emails, you know. And so if it works like addressing emails, then maybe I can specify a display name using this format. So that's what I did. And it was a success. So it looked like this. And then I started to think that maybe I can do some evil things with this hidden feature. So I specified the display name, which looked like an email address. So I could have crafted a malicious link, and if I sent it to a document owner, he only sees the innocent@gmail.com, and the attacker@gmail.com is displayed only when he moves his mouse over the email address. I thought it was fun, and maybe Google will appreciate it, but I wasn't sure it will be considered a security issue. But it was. I got $500 for that in 2017. So I was really happy. I found the security bug in Google by accident. So yeah, that was one of the best days of my life. And yep, it's okay. I found the security issue, but I can't brag about it because it's when I told the details, the technical details, they were not so deep. So I felt that I could do much better. What happens if I try to find vulnerabilities? Maybe I can find better ones. So that's what I did. But I always imagined that bug bounty hunters are just clicking their tools, running automatic scans. So if there were any bugs in Google that could be found with security scanners and tools, then maybe they are already found. So I wanted to try something different. And first I wanted to understand how Google works under the hood. So that's what I did. I made a list all of the Google products I have found online and opened the developer tools because I really like the Chrome developer tools, especially the network tab. And since I'm usually creating web security challenges, I'm familiar with the basic concepts of web, like same origin policy, cross-origin resource sharing, cross-site script inclusion, and stuff like that. So I just started to look for anything valuable. I have checked all the Google products I have found. I spent nights, afternoons, lots of time looking for vulnerabilities. But it turned out that finding bugs in Google is hard. So I haven't found anything. But my initial results show that Google Drive and Google Docs are really complex applications with lots of features, buttons, API requests, and I know that they're really popular. So lots of companies using them for storing company secrets, sensitive documents. So finding a bug in Google Drive or Google Docs would be cool. And yeah, the results show that Google Slides is part of the Google Docs family, but it had slightly different API endpoints and features. So I felt it contains some legacy code. So I started to focus on slides, and eventually I have found a direct object reference in Google Slides, and I created a CTF challenge based on this bug. Let me show you. Okay, so here someone posted a screenshot of his private key uploaded to his drive. You can see the ID of the picture, but you can't see the middle of the private key, and your task is to get the uncensored picture from his drive. This application is not a Google size replica, just a guest book where you can like pictures and posts, but it has a drive functionality. So let's upload a picture. It's my favorite microwave. So let's see a classical direct object reference where we just copy the ID of this image and try to replace with ours. Of course, it's not working. It's Google. They know how to write secure code. But in Google Slides, you could insert pictures into the presentation from your computer, from your drive, from URL. And the issue was in the insert from drive feature, because when you selected the picture, you sent requests to two different API endpoints, copy images and render data. In the first request, you send the ID of your image as a get parameter and as a post parameter as well. The get parameter doesn't matter here, but it was there in the Google Slides, so I have included it in my challenge. So let's just focus on the post data. And in the response, there is also the ID of the image and some random string. I had no idea what this random string means, so I just moved to the next request, which contained in the response a direct URL of an image. Let's see the request. Maybe you have noticed that this random string we sent to the second API endpoint is the same random string we got from this copy images response. As you can see, it's the same. And this picture in the response is our precious microwave. So let's replay these requests, but replace this image ID with the one we want to access. So as I said, I don't really prefer tools, so I'm using Notepad and curl. But hey, that's what worked for me. And so here is the ID. We replace that. And if you replay the request with curl, then we get a new random string. Let's move to the second request. Copy the random string from here and insert it there. And replay the second one. We got a URL of an image. And if we visit it, that will be the uncensored picture. and it was in Google Slides. So if you had an image of Google, if you had the ID of an image from a Google Drive, then I could access it from any image. And I think it was cool. So I have reported it to Google, and they classified it as a priority 1 bug. It's the highest priority, and they gave us another $500 bounty. I thought it's a little bit low, but to be honest, yeah, it's a direct object reference. But I explained for myself that these image IDs in Google Drive are really, really long, case-sensitive random strings. So theoretically, I could have steal any photo, but I had to brute force these IDs first. So I'm not sure if it was really exploitable, but they gave me money for that. And it could be end of the story, because I have found a more complex security issue in Google. It's a technical and tricky one. So I was really proud of myself, satisfied. I can finally brag about it. I have had Google twice. So yeah, I really liked it. And at the same time, I lost all my motivation to find another bugs, because I really liked this one. And I felt that I have used all my luck for the lifetime. So I haven't even tried to hunt anymore. I just sat for a few months, and it all changed when one of my friends mentioned that Google started to sell .app domains I'm not sure if you remember that, but he told me that they're doing it, and that he's buying some cool ones to sell them later. I wasn't really interested because I have never bought any domains, but finally I gave it a try and tried to look for interesting domains. Of course, all the short ones were taken. So I started to look for names of big companies like Microsoft.app, Facebook.app, and so on. And eventually I find the one which was available, Coinbase.app. Coinbase is a huge cryptocurrency exchange, so they have money. So it looked like a good investment to buy the Coinbase.app domain. So that's what I tried to do. I have registered, entered my credit card details, typed really fast, and they have even charged my card. But at the end of the process, it failed, and the website said that it was already taken. So someone was few seconds faster than me. I'm sure they have monitored the DNS requests, but I'm not sure if I can describe that feeling, but I was really angry, disappointed, and sad at the same time. Just try to imagine that. But yeah, at the same time, it made me realize that I had way more success hacking Google than buying and selling domains. So I went home, sat down to my computer, and tried to find a new bug. On my first run, I have somehow skipped Google Photos. I don't know why, but I haven't found it. So this time I focused on Google Photos with the same old method, analyzing requests on Google developer tools, and I have found nothing interesting for a while until I came across to this shared libraries feature, which sounds cool, but it means you can share your Google Photos with someone else with a partner account. And it works like that. You enter the email address of your partner, click the share button, and there will be a pop-up window with a legit Google login screen. And when you log in, your photos are instantly shared. And all you can see is a success message and a close window button. It looked really weird to me. So, and the URL, I couldn't see the whole URL because the window was really small. So I have copied it, and it looked like this. The first two parameters are just random numbers, not really interesting. But the third one, the continue, is clearly a URL. So let's decode it and take a look. Yeah. So if we URL decode it, it looks like this. Do you notice anything strange? Or it's just random string, right? Base? Yeah, it would be a valid base 64 string, but there is no equal sign, just a dot. So this dot was made me thinking that it looks like padding, and if it was an equal sign, then it will be a valid base 64 string. So I tried to decode it after changing the dot to equal sign. And yeah, it is a success. I saw so many random stuff in this base 64 string. And the most important is the email address of your selected partner account. And yeah, other parameters. I'm still not sure what are they doing here. I thought they are identifying your photo album, but turned out they're not. The only important string here is the email address of your partner account. So I changed it to attacker@gmail.com, encoded this whole text, changed the equal sign to a dot, and crafted a link. And if I sent it to my other account, visited it, logged in, I saw a success message, and my photos were shared with the attacker. It's cool, right? That's what I did. Let me show you in action. It will be the same application with a new photo sharing feature. Let's register an attacker account first. Okay, here is my drive. I can share pictures with a friend. I consider admin my friend, so I'm sharing my pictures with him. Let's copy the URL. Yeah, as you can see, there is this long base64 encoded string at the end of the URL. It's not exactly the same, but yeah. Let's decode it. So I'm using usernames instead of email addresses in this challenge to make it simple. Let's change the username to ours. Copy this text. Encode it again. Change the equal signs. And we have crafted a malicious URL. Now we have to send it to someone. Let's create a victim account. Okay, we have our nice drive. We are uploading pictures of microwaves. And once our friend sends us a link, we are opening it. Oh, it's legit, like login screen. So let's log in. We see a success message and a close window button, and we don't understand what happened because Google hasn't said what happened. I haven't even got an email from it for days that my photos were shared with someone. But they were. So it was a more expensive vulnerability. I got more than $3,000 for that, and it was also the highest priority one. So yeah, that's the end of the story. No, to be honest, last week I found a new one. But I can't really talk about the technical details yet. Lessons learned for me. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. I've seen really interesting presentations. There are really smart people here. But I bet there are a lot of beginners who want to start finding bugs and want to start participating in bug bounty programs. So just do it, guys. Give it a try. Analyzing stuff manually worked for me, but I'm not saying that using tools is bad. And yeah, one of the most important things is that be creative. Don't just go out and say that, oh, I will try to find an SQL injection in this application, because probably you won't. Instead, you should try to understand how this web application works, try to find hidden features, and be creative and evil. And if you can creatively misuse the features, then and do evil things, then they will pay for it. And as a defender, of course, you should sanitize and validate user input, because that's the root cause of most of the issues. So yeah, basically that's what I wanted to say. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you very much.
So, if there are any questions, please raise your hand, because the microphone is over here. No questions about the security of Google? Interesting, interesting. So you had mostly were direct topic reference or insufficient context validation. While if you say you sanitize your input, people mostly think of the technical, does it match the format and such. Where do you suppose that the validation on the business level or the logic should actually take place?
In the second vulnerability, it was those API endpoints were clearly not protected enough. But yeah, and in the first vulnerability, sanitizing the input and validating it could have worked. This third one is I think it's mostly a design issue. So yeah, validating isn't working here, but it works in most of the cases. So if you're not Google, then sanitizing and validating your input should be enough for a really long time. But yeah, there are logical and other types of bugs as well.
Okay, so the last vulnerability, you said we have, you log in, you have a success message. What if someone was already authenticated? Would you see the success message directly, or?
No, this login screen always appeared, and I forgot to try so there was a URL in the get parameter, and I forgot to test it to directly visit that URL. Maybe it could have worked, maybe not, but I haven't tested it, unfortunately. It would be cool. It could be a one-click photo stealing, but yeah, I missed it.
Okay, who wants a quick $3,000?
Did you actually have to argue with this Google security engineer that those bugs are actually the bugs, or they just accepted those and just gave you the bounty?
They accepted it. I have when you're reporting bugs to Google or anyone, you have to write a legit attack scenario. So if you write a good one and you can explain the issue clearly, then they will accept it without question. So yeah, they liked it, accepted it, and had no questions about it.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Boring. Everybody tired of the conference already? Okay, questions going once, going twice. In that case, Gergo, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you for being here.